Hi, very good afternoon to all. My name is Bhavana and our subject is foreign trade. This is for BCom first years in first semester for general students only. In this previous lecture, we discuss current export policy and import policy and what are the measures taken in the present current foreign trade policy because of increasing our exports. Up to now, we complete our third unit. If anybody have doubt up to 3 units, please let me know. I definitely clarify your doubts, and each and every topic I clearly explain, and please go through each and every video. Watch this video, and if you have any doubts, any video, please let me know. I definitely clarify your doubts, guys. Now we are entering our fourth unit. Our fourth unit name is foreign trade and trade blocks. What is the foreign trade, and in foreign trade what are the trade blocks? I hope you all are understanding my lectures. If you have any doubt, please let me know. And today we start our lecture. That is our fourth unit. That is foreign trade and trade blocks. Let's see here. Introduction. The foreign trade is the result of specialization of production in those exporting countries. What is the foreign trade? Foreign trade is the result of specialization of production in those exporting countries. Suppose if any country are exporting the goods, in that country in which goods they are specialized for, only those goods they have to be exported. Trade between two or more countries takes place due to two main reasons. Why the trade? Trade means exchange of goods from one country to another country. Why the trade takes place? Why we are exchanging our goods? Why we are not able to produce our own goods in the home country? Because there are two reasons. Let's see here. What are the reasons? First, due to climatic and other reasons, no country is able to have all natural resources to provide goods needed by the people. First, climatic changes. Due to climatic changes, every country is unable to produce their own goods. For example, in Shimla, there is a very cool climate. In that cool climate, we get apples very easily. So we can plant apple plants. But in our side, we are unable to plant apples because our climate is not that much of cool as in Shimla. So due to climatic conditions, we are unable to produce our own goods all over the country. And second, internationally specialization of labor and production provided a number of economic advantage of nation. What is the second? International specialization of the labor. Means labor is specialized in different countries. Suppose in India our labor is very specialized and skilled. So we can export our labor from one country to another country. And production provide a number of economic advantage of nation. Suppose in our country there are no natural resources but the labor is available. So we can export our labor from one country to another country. Those countries who have natural resources, their country produce their goods. So we can all over the world can enjoy the economic advantage. Means suppose I want to take an example. Our country is not well sufficient for industrialized raw materials. So we are unable to manufacture like motor cars, the required manufacturing sector. So there are so much of labor is available for a skilled labor. So suppose in USA they have well much technology, so we can export our labor to there, and they imported our labor, they produced the goods, and so in very reasonable cost if the output is received. So for this output the other countries may export the goods. I hope I understand. For example, India is plenty available of skilled labor, so we are unable to produce like technology in India. There is not unavailable of technology. We are unable to produce some cars, so the car manufacturing is very good in USA. So USA can, they import our labor and they can produce the goods, and this cars, goods means cars, these cars we are exporting. Means in which country has advantages, they have to produce the goods, and for this specialization all over the world is enjoying. These two are the main reasons for the trade. What is the first reason? The climatic conditions. The climate conditions is not same in all over the world. So which climate is suitable for that goods are produced and that goods are exported to other countries. Next, specialization of labor or some many other specializations. These two are the main reasons for the trade. Every country avoids production of some goods for which basic inputs. We are unable to produce cars because we don't have any latest technology. So we have to import this technology. It requires very much cost. For that we have to import direct cars. are not available and relies upon other countries. So definitely every country want to depend on other country for such goods and services. Now it has become a common feature. It is the common feature. India is plenty available of natural resources, that is agriculture, so we can produce agriculture products and export the goods. And USA is very good in car manufacturing, so they can produce cars, we can import these cars. So every country is depend upon the other country. It is a common feature. Now it has become a common feature for the countries worldwide mutually depend on one another for deficient products. Definitely in worldwide every country is deficient from some products. For that products we have to depend on other countries. Each country tried to specialize in production of certain goods. Each country is tried to specialization, means every country is tried to specialization own goods. Specialization means we have to produce very quality of the goods, certain goods in which it is enjoyed a special advantage, and sell it goods to other needy countries. Suppose our India is very specialized for agriculture products, so we have to produce it agriculture products at low cost, and we have to enjoy the cost advantage. We have to export the goods to other countries. In exchange other countries which is deficient, those who are deficient like Arab countries, they are not agriculture products, they don't have any rice, so we have to export these agriculture products to other countries. Thus a foundation is laid for the growth of foreign trade and export promotion. So this is the main foundation for the laid of foreign is the foundation laid for the growth of foreign. It is the growth of foreign trade and export promotion. It is one type of the growth and also export promotion. Those countries have specialized for the particular goods, they have to produce the goods and they have to export to other countries, so it can improve our export promotion and also growth of the economy. This is the main reason for the trade. Next, growth of foreign trade in India. Up to now we discussed just introduction, why the foreign trade is required and what is its useful, how some countries are specialized in some goods. So up to we discuss up to now. Later we are discussing what is the growth of foreign trade in India. In India, what is the growth? The Indian economy is the 7th largest economy in the world measured by the nominal GDP. In nominal GDP, India is the 7th place and the 3rd largest by purchasing power. And India has the 3rd largest purchasing power, means we are mainly depend upon the imports only. So is the 7th largest GDP while purchasing the goods, and purchasing power, India has the 3rd largest purchasing power. Next. The country is classified as newly industrialized country. Present our country is classified as newly industrialized country and a developing economy with an average growth rate of approximately 7% over last 2 decades. When compared to the last two decades, our growth rate is approximately 7%. The country is classified as the newly industrialized country. Now we are in industrialization. Now we are try to improve our industrialization goods like manufacturing goods. So for this, our growth also increased 7% when compared to last 2 decades. Next, India is also a top of the World Bank growth outlook for the 2015 to 16. The first time with the economic growth of 7.6% in 2015 and 16 and expected to grow 8% and 8% in 2016 and 17. So present 7.6 and it become 8% in 2016 and 17. So India also improving. Next, India is a member of Commonwealth of Nations, in which India is a member in SAARC, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation and Non-Aligned Movements. These things, everything we are discussed each and every in 5th unit. Non-aligned movement, G20, they are G20 countries for the growth. G8 plus 5 countries, IMF, International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, WTO, World Trade Organization, United Nations, there is a Shanghai Cooperation Organization, New Development Banks of BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank and Missile Technology Control Regime. In all these the India is become the member. Where India is the member? India is a member of Commonwealth of Nations, SAARC, Non-Aligned Movement, G20 countries, G8 plus 5 countries, IMF, World Bank, WTO, UN, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, New Development Bank of BRICS, Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank and Missile Technology Control Regime. These India is the one of the member. At present the growth of India has been increasing in manufacturing. At present we are very top in service sector but very low in manufacturing sector, but now we are increasing our manufacturing sector also. India is the World Bank economy has been increased from 7.6 to 8%. I read this information for your better understanding. What is the at present? What is the growth of foreign trade in India? I just want to mention. It may help you. That's why I written in each and everything. Next, what are the causes for high growth of Indian imports? Why we are importing high imports? What are the causes? The imports is already we discussed. In imports, India is purchasing power is the third purchasing power and the seventh place in the imports. So what are the reason for heavy imports? Rapid industrialization pushing up import of capital goods and raw materials. We don't have any capital, so for this capital we are mainly depending upon the imports and also raw materials. For industrialization we are unable to produce these raw materials. For the production also we required heavy cost. For that we have to be import. This is the one of the reason. Next, control of inflationary pressure. Inflationary means there is a fluctuation in the interest rates we are unable to control, so it is also one of the reason for our imports. And import of non-essential goods. We are importing non-essential because it is very less cost. In suppose China goods are non-essential for us, but we are importing, so it is also one of the reasons. So we have to take care of non-essential goods. Next, import periodic hike in crude oil prices by OPEC. In OPEC there is a hike in means the crude oil prices may increases every year, so it is also one of the reason for imports. So oil is very useful for in our country, so we don't have any natural resources for oil, so we have to import, and it's the prices are also high means increasing day by day, so for this it is also increasing our imports. Next, policy of import liberalization. There is a policy of import liberalization after the coming of 1991. There is a liberalization policy, you know that. For this liberalization also we have our imports has been increasing. Next, defense needs increased following aggression by China and Pakistan. Of course, you know that there is an aggression between India and Pakistan but at present the China also. So for this aggression we need some defense goods. Defense goods means like guns, some other goods. So for this we have to protect our country, so we are importing defense goods also. Large quantities of food grains imported because of extensive failure of crop in 1965 to 66. In 1965 to 66, we have a down value for agriculture products. For that reason, at the year there is a large quantity of imports of agriculture goods also. And the price of imports had also shown at upward trend, like prices also shown upward trend, so that's why we are importing the goods. These are all the reasons for increasing our imports. What are the reasons? Rapid industrialization, because every country is developed industrially, but our India is unable for these natural resources of industry goods, so we have to be import, and also capital. And control of inflationary pressure, we don't have any control on inflationary pressure. And import of non-essential goods, we are importing non-essential. It is not useful for us, but we are importing at the lower cost. It is also one of the reason. Next, periodic hike of crude oil prices. Crude oil prices increasing day by day, so it is also one of the reason. Next, defense needs policy of import liberalization. At the import liberalization policy also we can increasing our imports. Next, defense need increased following aggression by China and Pakistan. We require defense goods because there is an aggression between Pakistan and China between us. India is aggression against Pakistan and China. We have to protect our country, so we have to import defense goods. Defense means you can say guns, bullets, some war items, some machines, like that. Large quantity of food grains imported because of extensive failure of crops. At the time of 1965 to 66, there is an extensive failure of crops. So at that time we have to import large quantity of agriculture products. And the prices of imports has also shown upward, and the imports also prices also very increasing, means day by day the prices is increasing, so it also shows the imports increases. These are all the causes for the growth of Indian imports. Next, causes for the slow growth of India exports. What are the reasons for the growth of India exports? Why exports has been decreased? Let's see here. Predominance of traditional goods such as tea, jute and cotton manufacture whose demand is inelastic. Inelastic means if there is a change in price also, there is no change in demand. So if the price is decreases or increases, there is no change in demand. So you can say it is inelastic. We are producing goods, very good quality of goods, but there is no demand in foreign countries. So it is also one of the reason for our decreasing our exports. Why? Predominance of traditional goods such as tea, jute and cotton manufacturing whose demand, their demand is inelastic, means if there is a price increases or price decreases also, there is no change in demand, so we are unable to export these goods. The exports are very less. Next, lack of coordination action by primary goods producing countries, means like some countries are agriculture produced goods, there is no coordination from our country to other country. They are giving that goods at very cheaper cost and quality is also less, but the other countries are thinking about the price only, they are not thinking about the quality. But India is producing a quality goods with reasonable prices. These prices the other country was giving less than our prices, so other countries are attracting for those countries which are giving less prices. So there is no coordination between agriculture producing countries, so it is also one of the reason for decreasing our exports. Next, high cost of production of our export good compared to other competing nations. I already explained. Suppose we are producing 100 kgs of sugar, so for 1000 rupees, but the other country has 100 kgs of sugar, they are giving 800 rupees only. So there is no coordination of competitors, but we are producing a quality of goods, but there is no quality of other competitor good also. The foreign countries attracting the other good only because they see only the price, because of there is a price is less. So because of competitors, there is no coordination between agriculture producing countries, so for that reason our exports has been decreased. Next, inadequate export surplus like sugar, vegetables, meat, etc. Inadequate surplus means there is we have to produce it up to for the production of goods are utilized in our country, there is no surplus of goods we are producing because of our various natural resources. We are producing the goods, but that goods are used in our own country, there is no surplus. So for this also our our exports has been decreased. Next, every increasing domestic consumption for both manufactured good and agricultural good, means we are utilizing the consumption of we are consuming our own goods. We are not exporting our good because we are consuming our own goods. So for that reason also our exports has been decreased. Every increasing domestic consumption means our population is going increasing, so our consumption is also increasing. For our produced goods have to be consumed in our own country, there is you are unable to export the goods, so we can say it is one of the reason. The inadequate incentives for exports, some governments are not providing incentives for exports. We are providing some goods, we are giving some services, but the government does not providing any incentives, so we can say it is also one of the reason for decreasing our exports. Next, some of the developed countries like USA prevented the full flow of exports from underdeveloped countries like India. Like some of developed countries like USA, they are stopped our goods entering into their country, so it is also one of the reason. Next, the unit value of imports was much greater than unit value of exports. Suppose we are importing some goods, the goods value is very high, but we are exporting some goods, the goods value is not as much as import. So imports value is high, our exports value goods is less, so our goods has not that much of value, so we are unable to export for that price. It is also one of the reason. Next, increased competition from China, Pakistan and Japan in the world market, means the Pakistan, China and Japan, they are produced goods at very cheaper cost, so for that India is unable to produce for the goods for that cost which they are given, so it is also one of the reasons. For example, we know that the China mobiles, we are using also China mobiles, so the India is unable to produce that low cost with all features, so it is also one of the reason. Next, the policy of protection was followed by both developed and developing country. So the policy protection was followed by both developed and developing countries. They are unable to give scope for the developing countries to enter into the goods, so it is also one of the reason for decreasing exports. These are all the reasons for decreasing our exports. What are the reasons? traditional goods has demand is the traditional good demand is inelastic, and there is no coordination between our agriculture producing goods, and the production cost is very high when compared to the other countries. So the foreign countries are attracting those countries have given very least price, and we are unable to adequate production of the goods. Which goods we are produced, we have to be utilized because the increasing birth rates, for that reason the consumption also increase. We are unable to produce adequate goods for exporting. Next, some developed countries are stopping our goods where they don't want to import our they don't want to import our goods. So it is also one of the reason for our decreasing exports. And also the value of import, when compared to the value of imports, our exports value is very less, so they are not able to buy that much of price. So this is also one of the reason. And the protection policy was followed by both developing and developed countries, so the developed countries are unable to receive our goods with what the price have to be taken. So these are all the reasons for decreasing our exports. Up to now we discuss first how the foreign trade we have to done, what are the benefits of the foreign trade and the growth of the foreign trade in India, and also what are the causes of increasing imports and what are the causes of decreasing exports. Up to now we discuss. If you have any doubt till up to now, please let me know. I definitely clarify your doubts, guys. Thank you so much.